Hello, I am Nuala Whisper, and this is the second installment of the Book of Imaginary Beings by Jorge Louis Borges. I am steeping some tea that I will be sipping on occasionally while reading. Now, let's pick up where we left off. The Animal Imagined by Poe. In his narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, published in 1838, Edgar Allan Poe attributed to certain Antarctic islands an astounding yet credible fauna. In chapter 18 we read, "We also picked up a bush full of red berries, like those of hawthorn, and the carcass of a singular-looking animal. It was 3 feet in length, and but 6 inches in height, with 4 very short legs, the feet armed with long claws of a brilliant scarlet, and resembling coral in substance. The body was covered with a straight, silky hair, perfectly white. The tail was peaked like that of a rat, and about 1.5 feet long. The head resembled a cat's, with the exception of the ears. These were flapped like the ears of a dog. The teeth were of the same brilliant scarlet as the claws. No less remarkable was the water found in those southern regions. Toward the close of the chapter, Poe writes, "On account of the singular character of the water, we refused to taste it, supposing it to be polluted. I am at a loss to give a distinct idea of the nature of this liquid, and cannot do so without many words. Although it flowed with rapidity in all declivities where common water would do so, yet never, except when falling in a cascade, had it the customary appearance of limpidity. It was, nevertheless, in point of fact, as perfectly limpid as any limestone water in existence, the difference being only in appearance. At first sight, and especially in cases where little declivity was found, it bore resemblance, as regards consistency, to a thick infusion of gum arabic in common water. But this was only the least remarkable of its extraordinary qualities. It was not colourless, nor was it of any one uniform colour, presenting to the eye, as it flowed, every possible shade of purple, like the hues of a changeable silk. Upon collecting a basinful and allowing it to settle thoroughly, we perceived that the whole mass of liquid was made up of a number of distinct veins, each of a distinct hue, that these veins did not commingle, and that their cohesion was perfect in regard to their own particles among themselves, and imperfect in regard to neighboring veins. Upon passing the blade of a knife athwart the veins, the water closed over it immediately, as with us, and also in withdrawing it, all traces of the passage of the knife were instantly obliterated. If, however, the blade was passed down accurately between the two veins, a perfect separation was effected, which the power of cohesion did not immediately rectify. Animals in the form of spheres. The sphere is the most uniform of solid bodies, since every point on its surface is equidistant from its center. Because of this, and because of its ability to revolve on an axis without straying from a fixed place, Plato approved the judgment of the demiurge, who gave the world a spherical shape. Plato thought the world to be a living being, and in the Laws, 898, stated that the planets and stars were living as well. In this way, he enriched fantastic zoology with vast spherical animals, and cast aspersions on those slow-witted astronomers who failed to understand that the circular course of heavenly bodies was voluntary. In Alexandria, over 500 years later, Origen, one of the fathers of the church, taught that the blessed would come back to life in the form of spheres and would enter rolling into heaven. During the Renaissance, the idea of heaven as an animal reappeared in Lucilio Vanini. The Neoplatonist Marsilio Ficino spoke of the hair, teeth, and bones of the earth, and Giordano Bruno felt that the planets were great, peaceful animals, warm-blooded, with regular habits, and endowed with reason. At the beginning of the 17th century, the German astronomer Johannes Kepler debated with the English mystic Robert Flood which of them had first conceived the notion of the earth as a living monster, whose whale-like breathing, changing with sleep and wakefulness, produces the ebb and flow of the sea. The anatomy, the feeding habits, the colour, the memory, and the imaginative and shaping faculties of the monster were sedulously studied by Kepler. In the 19th century, the German psychologist Gustav Theodor Fechner, a man praised by William James in his A Pluralistic Universe, rethought the preceding ideas with all the earnestness of a child. Anyone not belittling his hypothesis that the earth, our mother, is an organism superior to plants, animals, and men, may look into the pious pages of Fechner's Zend Avesta. There we read, for example, that the earth's spherical shape is that of the human eye, the noblest organ of our body. Also that if the sky is really the home of angels, these angels are obviously the stars, for the sky has no other inhabitant.